Hey, is this a good time to chat? I want to talk about potential. Now, it's easy for us to go to this place where we see our potential and we feel frustration that others don't seem to see it. I've spent time in that location, so I'm very familiar, but we're not going there today. What I really want to talk about today is all the potential that we have that we don't necessarily see. And sometimes as a result, we resist entering spaces where we don't think we belong. Have I ever told you about the time when I had applied for and was offered a remarkable job opportunity and I almost didn't accept it? Fun story. So, when I read the job description, I got really excited at first. Then, as my inner voice is prone to do, it tried to play tricks on me. It said things like, "Psst, do you really think you're ready for this kind of role? You're sort of good at what you're doing today, and people seem to kind of like it. Are you willing to give all that up and risk failure?" So while all of that inner stinking thinking was brewing, I kept showing up during the interview process, and it started to become clearer and clearer that the job offer was coming. So clear, in fact, that the senior leader of my current business area, or business area at the time, called to chat. They said, "So it looks like you're being offered this new role. I can't tell you whether or not to take it, but I also can't let you leave without building my case." They reminded me that in my current role, I had been given a great deal of autonomy and trust, that I enjoyed freedom to create meaningful education sessions that I wanted to create, and that they weren't so sure that would be the case with this new position. They fluffed my tail feathers even further by saying, "You've really built a stellar reputation with your current customers. And doesn't that feel good? Are you sure you want to give that up?" Now, before it sounds like I'm vilifying that senior leader. I'm not. That leader had a great respect for me and also wanted the best for me. But they also wanted the best for their division. And their pitch was clearly focused on the latter. But that phone call and my already negative inner voice chiming away allowed doubt to creep in. I phoned a wise colleague for some guidance. They listened carefully, and when I asked for their thoughts, they started with a question. "What do you know about goldfish?" Goldfish? They continued. "The funny thing about goldfish is that their growth is reliant upon nourishment and space. With the right nutrition and space to swim, they can grow up to 1.5 feet long." Now, outwardly, I said, those are some fun goldfish facts. But inside, that sinister inner voice was shouting, "Is this joker crazy?" They went on to explain that my senior leader had built a strong case that I'm a happy fish in a safe and warm bowl, and that for some goldfish, that's enough. Then they shared, "I wonder what you could do in a larger body of water with access to more varieties of food and the ability to be with other growing fish." Well, that got me thinking. Sure, I might be the self-proclaimed queen of my fishbowl, but by embracing that identity, am I really limiting my growth? I took that role, and I learned so much about swimming and splashing from the other fish. I devoured stories of their experience and practiced tips and tricks that were unheard of back in the old puddle. The most significant thing I learned, the potential I see in myself today is only what I can see in the reflection of the body of water I'm in. We only know what we know, right? Listen, the thought of entering a larger body of water can be terrifying, but jumping in or wading in is necessary if I aim to learn new things and expand my perspective. I may know every bundle of seaweed in this tank, but what else is there to explore? It's critical for me and for you to explore new waters, to be uncomfortable and to feel fear if we want to learn more and more about our potential every day. That ceiling of my potential that I used to stare at, it's now the foundation from which I leap. So I have to ask you, is there a body of water you've been cautiously eyeing? Has your inner voice been telling you lies about how you're not ready, how you're not capable, or how you're not good enough? And have you surrounded yourself with people who encourage you to seek new waters? or people who sell the status quo as the dream? Thanks for letting me talk this through. I feel a little bit inspired. Hope you do too.